Hello, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna be doing my top 3 picks in trending makeup. Now there's a lot of different makeup trending, but I feel like these are the specific ones that have been all over my feed lately. And so I thought I'd give you guys my top 3 picks in each category. There is more where this came from, so if you want me to continue on this, I will definitely do that. But in today's video, we are gonna be covering skin tints, lip oils, and really dewy, glowy looking highlighters. So if you are interested in my top 3 picks, then just keep watching. All right, let's start out with skin tints. So in place of foundations, even BB cream, skin tints have been the base product of 2022 so far. People are really gravitating to light and fresh makeup. So my top 3 skin tints are number 1, the Pixi H2O. If you have more kind of combo skin leaning towards oily, and you want something that feels incredibly lightweight. It doesn't just look lightweight, it feels like nothing. This is gonna be your best bet. It's described as cooling and hydrating sheer tinted water-based gel. Apply as you would a moisturizer and then pat it into your skin. So I have this in my self-tan shade, which is the shade tan. So this would be quite dark on me right now. It has a pump style applicator, and it really truly does just feel like pure water and like a gel. So if you like the feeling of very lightweight makeup, definitely give this one a try. All right, next up is more for a little bit drier skin, looking for a lot of hydration in a skin tint. And it is the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. This one deserves all the hype that it gets. I have the shade medium tan, which is funny because you just saw me swatch the shade tan on this, and the shade medium tan is vastly lighter in Wet n Wild. That's the one negative I would say, is that the shade range leaves a bit to be desired. So this is the shade medium tan, which is quite light, but this feels thicker. This feels more like a rich moisturizer than it does just a pure gel water-based product. This is oil-free, sheer to medium coverage with hyaluronic acid and squalene in it. So this is gonna be like your true tinted moisturizer. More like the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer, but I would say it has better coverage than that one. And then last but not least, this probably isn't a surprise to anyone, is the L'Oreal True Match Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Serum. So kind of what we've done so far is feels like nothing, very lightweight, good for more combo skin. Then we've got Wet n Wild, feels really hydrating, sheer coverage, better for normal to dry. And then we've got the L'Oreal True Match, which I would say out of all of them gives the most coverage, feels more like a foundation than the other two, but is called a hyaluronic tinted serum. So this one is quite customizable. I would say on the first layer, you're gonna get more of that light coverage, but you can build this all the way up, I would say, to a medium coverage. I would wear this like on a night out. Packaging leaves a lot to be desired. It gets extremely messy in here, but the actual product is so good. So if you wanna kind of jump on board with the skin tint trend, but you don't wanna give up that coverage, I would say this is the one to go with. All right, next up for lip tints. So if you're not familiar with a lip tint, essentially what they're supposed to do is provide a layer of pigment on your lips. So you apply the product like you would a liquid lipstick. You can let it sit for a few minutes, and then it should blot off and leave that lip color as a stain on your lip. So I tested a lot of different lip tints. I was actually searching for a dupe for the Fenty Popsicle. So in that process, I found a ton of really great affordable lip tints, and these are my top 3 favorites. Number 1 is a K-beauty brand. This is the Etude Fixing Tint. This is in the shade Midnight Mauve. So this range is found on Amazon. I love that they have really nude kind of wearable shades. This one's my favorite. It feels extremely lightweight, and as it fades, it's not really drying, which for me is a big thing, because the last thing you want is for your stain to start fading. It looked like a crusty matte liquid lipstick that just came off, and that is not the case with this one. So this feels great, looks great, and wears off perfectly. My next favorite would be the Flower Beauty Lip Stains. I have this one in the shade Tempt, and this looks like an intimidating color, but again, the way that you can wear these is by applying and then kind of blotting off the color. So it leaves just more of a stain than actually wearing this as your lipstick color. This blots off to more of like a just bitten type of look. Again, feels incredibly lightweight, wears really well throughout the day, and then fades really evenly. I would say the shades with this one are a little bit better if you're looking for those brighter colors for the popsicle look, whereas Etude has a little bit more of the neutral everyday colors. And last but not least is the ColourPop Fresh Kiss. I have this in the shade Flower Lust. This is the only one out of the 3 that claims to be a glossy lip tint. Kind of similar to the YSL one. It's supposed to not only be a lip tint, but also kind of be a gloss. And I really like the shade of this one as well. It's kind of more on the pinky side, whereas this is a little bit more warm. I would say of the three, this one wore the least amount of time, still longer than the 7 or 8 others that I tried. So it's definitely up there, but it didn't last quite as long as those. But when it did fade, it faded evenly. It didn't look crusty at all. Can't go wrong with any of those depending on what you're looking for. Right? I'm like really having to scrub them to get them off of my hand now with some micellar water. All right, next up for lip oils. I'm gonna start with the most obvious one. The Milani Fruit Fetish lip oils deserve all the hype that they get. They've got fruit extract, vitamin E for nourishing, and all the colors other than this one. This is the passion fruit coconut. All the other ones have a tint to them, so they give your lips a little bit of color as well as nourishing them. This one has a thicker doe foot applicator, and it feels like a cross between a gloss and a lip oil. It's a little bit on the thicker side in terms of consistency, but it's not in any way sticky. And I feel like the fact that it's thicker makes it last longer on the lips than a traditional lip oil would. Smell delicious, taste delicious, and will go down as one of the best products released in the last couple of years. Next up is a newer find for me that I am in love with. This is the Florence Glow Yeah Tinted Lip Oil. It's what I have on today. It adjusts to the pH of your lips to give you like that perfect just bitten look. And the first time that I used this, I put this on first thing in the morning and I was like, oh wow, kind of comes out like it's gonna be clear. And I was like, oh wow, that gives my lips a really nice natural color. And then by midday, the color was still there. So I feel like this is kind of a cross between a lip tint and a lip oil, like a 2-for-1, because it really does stain my lips, but it also is a lip oil. So if you're looking for one and done, this is a great one to try. But I will say use it somewhat sparingly because you can overdo it and get a really bright pink, unless that's what you're into. And then last but not least has become my new favorite, just regular lip oil. Dare I say I like it even more than the Milani ones. It also has fruit extract, it also has vitamin E, but as far as I know, all of these are actually clear. So this is just for a clear lip oil. And they are the Ulta Beauty Juice Infused Lip Oil. So each color of them have like a slightly different juice that's infused. It sort of looks like they're different colors, like it's gonna tint your lips, but it just means it's a different juice infused. They're all clear as far as I know. But this one feels slightly thinner than the Milani one, but it still has a little bit of thickness to it to stick to your lips. This just like makes your lips look so juicy. It has a little bit smaller, more flexible of an applicator than the Milani one, but I just cannot stop applying this. It's just another level of glow. So if you've been wanting the Milani ones, or if you have it and you feel like it's slightly thicker than what you want, this still has a little bit of that thickness, but it feels more like a traditional oil. Highly, highly recommend. All right, and then last but not least, cream highlighters. So I've got 3 different tiers here depending on your taste, and I'll tell you which one's my favorite. So starting with the most intense, the Flower Beauty Spotlight Liquid Illuminator. I've got some of it on right here, and this can be as natural or as intense as you want. So I could build this up as much as I want to make this super glowy. This would be more of like my date night, evening out type of highlighter, because as much as it really does melt into your skin, it's there. Like you are wearing a highlighter, no doubt. But this is a total dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one. This is an incredible product. I have mine in the shade Opal, and as long as you blend it quickly, you don't want to put this on your skin, talk on the phone, have a conversation, and then try and blend it out. Like you want to get this blended in as soon as you apply it. But as long as you do that, it is so easy to work with and so beautiful. And then I would say the next layer on the scale would be the Flower Beauty Day Glow. So this is a highlighting glaze. So this is a balm. This is exactly what it sounds like. It's a kind of glazy donut slash balm. I have the shade Stunner, and I just like mix it in with my finger and then apply to the tops of my cheekbones. And this gives a little bit of a different type of luminosity because it's halfway the pigment and it's halfway the fact that it's a balm. So it just kind of gives you that wet look instead of just a highlighting look. So I love this. I love how it feels. I love that it gives like glass, like dewy skin, but it doesn't feel greasy at all. So if we're going in terms of like most intense to most natural, where all of these are natural because that's the trend right now, but I would say Spotlight is the most intense, more kind of date night. This is a step back from that, where it's more kind of like a cross between a highlighter and a balm. And then this last one is a true just balm, and it's the Sephora Clean Highlighter. This is in the shade Supernova, and this truly does just feel like a balm, and this is like my go-to daytime highlighter. So So you can just take a little bit on your finger and apply to the high points of your cheeks, and this is just gonna give you that glass balm look without looking like a highlighter. This comes in one other color, I believe. It just melts into your finger so easily. You can see it's just like a glassy look, whereas this looks more like an actual highlighted look. It's just a difference of opinion, difference of taste. I feel like depending on your level of comfort with highlighters and how natural you like to go with your makeup, any one of these could definitely work. And that is everything. Let me know if you want me to continue on with this series and what other categories that you'd like to see. Thinking maybe cream blush, cream bronzer, tubing mascara. But give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next one.